going on, 49er faithful, 49er fan, 49er gang? This is your boy, Niner Gang Podcast, back in the building with another video and some breaking news. So definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications so I can keep up to date on any and everything San Francisco 49ers. What's going on, James? Appreciate you coming in. With that being said, let's get right on into it, man. Trey Lance has been traded to the fucking Cowboys. Of all teams. So what really kills me is the fact that, it's all we're going to do right by Trey. And, we love Trey. And we really appreciate, him being here. And he's beloved in our locker room. Fuck was you niggas at when he had to sit here and deal with all the scrutiny from the fucking media? Where the fuck was all y'all at? And see, this is what I mean. I'm going to bring my mic just a little bit closer. I had it a little further away. So, what really pisses me off is the fact that it don't make no motherfucking sense. So let's get this straight. Let's just look at the situation for what it is. Is Trey gone? Yes. Is he a Cowboy? Yes. Boom. Gone. End of discussion. Can't do nothing about it. No point in crying over spilled milk, right? No. Wrong. Let me explain this as best I fucking can. Kyle Shanahan has 3 winning seasons and 3 losing seasons. He's got 3 NFC championship appearances and 1 Super Bowl appearance. And you know what we have to show for all of that? Diddly fucking squat. Nothing. We don't have no Super Bowl. We don't have shit. We at the same place we was when that motherfucker walked in the goddamn door. Now, on a side note, we still got to find out if Nick Bosa even gonna get his motherfucking contract. He ain't been signed yet. And I hear literally it's the same thing that Dak had his situation, oddly enough, with the Cowboys, that he has. He's fighting over a year. So Bosa don't want a 5-year. He want a 4-year. Why? Because he, like other players in the NFL, want to re-up because they know these owners is getting paid way more. They get a lot of money. And if I do a 4-year deal, I can still come back and re-up and have the opportunity to actually do what I need to do. But it's bullshit. See, I can tell you right now, with all certainty, Kyle is to blame for all of this bullshit in the first place. And John, both of you motherfuckers get it. They have screwed up a lot since they've been here. But everybody gives them a pass for fucking up. And I don't understand this. If they don't win a Super Bowl this year, both of them need to be fired automatically. And Central, just give me a thumbs up whenever you're ready, baby. I'll bring you in. Or if you don't want to be on camera, that's cool. Just like kind of comment and say you're ready and I'll bring you through. But it drives me insane that we are in this situation and no one wants to hold him accountable. Everybody's like, well, we can't do anything. Trey Lance is gone. Oh, well. Bruh. Let's start from the beginning of the fuck-ups. And please, I need people to tell me where I'm going wrong and where I'm not stating a fact. Kyle Shanahan's first year here, he has the opportunity to draft 2 franchise quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson. He scouts no one because he believes he's going to get Kirk Cousins, who had just signed a 3-year, $84 million deal with the Minnesota Vikings. Sir, what kind of crack are you smoking? You scouted none of the top QBs in that class. But you scouted CJ fucking Beathard? So that's not that there's nothing wrong with that. Everything's okay. So it is what it is. So that year, you start us off with Brian fucking Hoyer. We lose every goddamn game until we get to the fucking Giants. And this is after Hoyer got hurt, and CJ Beathard, lo and behold, brings us that one win. He finally realizes, oh shit, I'm not getting Kirk. I got to do something. So we have to settle for Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy comes in, plays admirably in 5 games, rips off wins, playing backyard football because he definitely ain't on that fucking playbook. The next year rolls around, and what happens? Jimmy Garoppolo gets injured trying to be a goddamn running back. Tears his ACL. Season down the drain. We come to 2019. Rip off, I think it's 8 or 9 straight wins. We look good. We get into the playoffs, get to the Super Bowl. This stupid motherfucker has the nerve to get comfortable against Patrick fucking Mahomes. The guy who in 2019, by the way, was getting his ass whooped by everybody in the fucking playoffs and found a way to come back to win. The guy who you didn't scout when you could have first had him here. But I'm actually glad he wasn't here because though Patrick Mahomes is half black, half white like Trey Lance, I wouldn't have wanted him around Kyle if he was going to get this fuck shit done to him, just like Trey Lance did. So, oh no, nobody want no goddamn Kirk Cousins. Shit. So, it drives me insane that these things are happening. So 2019 comes, he gets comfortable against Patrick Mahomes, who is technically right now the greatest quarterback in the game of football right now. And we lose. Because we went into halftime comfortable against a man who was losing every playoff game and found a way to fucking win. You didn't correlate any of that? You didn't think, maybe I shouldn't get comfortable against a motherfucker who just finds a way to come back and win? No. Nah, we're good. What the fuck? So let's go to 2020. We set a record for the most money on IR. A record. So what happens? Come 2021. Kyle and John say, well, no, we got to do something. Jimmy can't stay healthy. He can't stay on the field. They draft Trey Lance. Everybody's like, okay, unknown, unproven commodity, only played 1 year in college, only played at the FCS level. We don't really know. Raw talent, but this might work. So what happens in the beginning of the year? Kyle says, well, we're going with Jimmy. Trey's going to hold the clipboard. All right, but I'm going to go ahead and throw packages in for Trey Lance. Team says, don't do that. You're messing with Jimmy's leadership. It messes with his rhythm. We can't do that. All that year, Jimmy looked like shit, and he was barely doing what the fuck he was supposed to do. When we got our ass handed to us in Seattle, Trey Lance came in and played pretty damn well. When we were getting the shit beat out of us by the fucking Green Bay Packers right before halftime, Trey Lance came in and ran a touchdown in and gave us our first fucking points. When we needed a win versus the Houston Texans to get into the playoffs and Jimmy wasn't available, who gave us that win? Trey Lance. So it really doesn't make sense how the team revolted against him. And they never backed him. I'll say this again. Jake Brendel had the nerve to go ahead and state, well, Trey bought us some new sound systems because he bought everybody sound systems for Christmas or whatever. And these were nice sound systems, not cheap shit, good shit. Well, Trey's bringing us that, but Brock's bringing us Brock's bringing us wins. Jake, you ungrateful bastard. That ain't cool. So, here we come in 2022 season. We say, Jimmy, get the fuck on. Get the fuck on. We ain't got time for it. Peace. Everybody says, okay. Jimmy's out the door. But you know what Jimmy Garoppolo did, being the spiteful bastard that he is? He fucked us. Fucked us royally. Big dicking asshole with no Vaseline. Pause. He knew he was injured. He put it out there, and he had to fucking stay. So what did the 49ers do? Yeah, well, we'll just keep him. It's great to have Jimmy. No, the fuck it's not. By the way, let's talk about some of the monies that John Lynch has fucked off. Quan Alexander fucked off that money. We're still paying D Ford to do nothing. Weston Richburg is the only person that we are doing a solid to, that did us a solid and actually retired. So we don't have to pay him an overabundance of money to sit on his fucking ass and do nothing. Knowing he ain't never going to play football again. Yes, I'm talking about you, D Ford, you greedy bastard, you. We had Jerick McKinnon all those years. Nothing. We had Jalen Hurd. That nigga gave us one playoff game in this fucking period. Then tried to come back this year for the Patriots and then retired only a day after he signed. Kyle Shanahan has been one of the most inconsistent coaches in the league with the 49ers since he's been with us. Kyle Shanahan is 51-47. That's 4 games over 500 in a 6-year span. And we have another 6 years to deal with this asshole because Jed York had the thought and the foresight to say, let's give Kyle another contract. He didn't bring us no Super Bowl. He brought us some playoff appearances. And one Super Bowl appearance where he got comfortable like a dumbass and lost it. That is not deserving of a new contract. That is a deserving situation of, hey, this is year 6. Nice that you've been competitive. But Kyle, unless you want to be Andy Reid in Philly, you might want to get one. Because after this, if you don't bring us one, I'm going to have to move the fuck on. I'll liken it to this situation. Mark Jackson for the Golden State Warriors. Great coach. Great guy. Awesome player. Awesome human being. Couldn't get over the hump. What the Warriors do? Got to go, man. Steve Kerr comes in. Winning pedigree. Multiple championship rings. Aren't the Warriors very relevant? Do they not have a couple of NBA championships to call their own? Does Stephen A. not quote Steph and Clay is the best shooting backcourt to ever grace the NBA hardwood? Yeah. We don't have that here, though. We're just here. So it really pisses me off, once again, that we're back in the same bullshit. Here's the problem, and it's Kyle. We trade DeForest Buckner to the Colts for a first-round pick. We spend that first-round pick on a player who consistently is injured. He's got a bad knee, and he's never produced in any way, shape, or form since he's been here. Nothing worth his first-round grade at all. Javon Kinlaw. And there's nothing against the kid. Excuse me, shit just didn't work out. Since Kyle has been here, we have been in the top 10 of most injured teams in the NFL every single year. Not good. Kyle has fucked off several draft picks, drafting running backs that don't work out. He himself has a vendetta against black quarterbacks. What it is, I don't know. But he didn't want RG3, neither did his daddy. He didn't like Donovan McNabb, neither did his daddy. And he doesn't like Trey Lance, and that's obvious. And the situation becomes really annoying when you think about it. Listen to everything I just laid out to you and tell me if a head coach truthfully keeps his job after all of those things I told you happened. I am not rooting against Brock Purdy. This has nothing to do with Brock Purdy. This is all about Lynch and Shanahan. My thing was, if Trey Lance did get traded, I wanted to follow his career, but he went to the Cowboys. I can't do that. I can look at his stats, but I cannot stomach watching Cowboy games. Just, no, I'm not going to do it. But you say I want to do right by Trey. Trey is beloved. Once again, when Trey was being maligned in the media, do you know what Kyle did? He's a first-round pick. It comes with the territory, and move the fuck on. You drafted this kid. If I'm not mistaken, shout out Jason Aponte, does fantastic work. But he did state something very, very clear. If Kyle drafts a quarterback, he's tied to that guy. And what happens for Kyle? His clock starts to tick. I'm sorry, Jason, you were unfortunately wrong. His clock ain't ticking. He seems to get a pass. He can do whatever he wants, and no one says anything. No one cares. There are tons of 49er fans that are laughing, that are calling Trey Lance a bust, that are happy about him being moved, when they are not seeing the truth that Kyle Shanahan failed him. Kyle drafted him and knew he didn't want him. And I only think he drafted him because he truthfully was about to draft somebody who was too similar to Jimmy Garoppolo. And somebody had the foresight to stand up and go, don't do that. That's stupid. Oh, let's go back a couple years. Instead of us drafting that quarterback in that first round, we were told specifically, do not draft Solomon Thomas. What did Kyle and John do? Draft Solomon Thomas. Can anybody tell me where Solomon Thomas is? Last time I heard, he was a Raider. I don't know if he's even in the league anymore. And there's nothing against Solomon Thomas. I'm just telling you, the man didn't work out for us. Oh, he's a Jet now. Thank you, James. And you know why he's a Jet? Because Robert Saleh's there. Saleh's got a soft spot. But it's killing me that all these things are happening and everybody keeps giving him a fucking pass. Why? Why do you guys give him a pass? And once again, Sizzle, if you're out there and you hear me, let me know whenever you're ready. I'll bring you in. But I really am trying to figure out why no one holds this man accountable for the egregious shit that he does and for the mistakes that he's made. Why does he keep getting a pass? Because I can tell you right now, you cannot fuck off that draft capital in any franchise and get away with that. It doesn't make any sense. Now, once again, I have nothing against Brock Purdy. I am still a Niner fan. I will always remain a Niner fan. I will be that red and gold till I'm dead and cold. That does not mean I have to agree with everything that this fucking franchise does, nor I have to agree with the franchise or the goddamn GM. No, I ain't got to agree with shit they do. Both of them are some stupid motherfuckers, and they made some bad mistakes. We literally make our money in the end. And it's not, and I get it, CJ. You said it, you kind of explained it, just, but I'm saying, like, I heard that, you know, we're treating Trey Lance with kid gloves. No, we're not. It's a situation where that grown man came to a franchise where he was not wanted and then got shipped off to the worst possible place he could be shipped off to. But you wanted to do right by Trey Lance. So you put him in a situation where he doesn't have an opportunity to start. Dak Prescott is the starter over there. Now, don't get me wrong. Dak Prescott looked like hot shit on a stick, and he's pretty questionable with a lot of things that he does. But he does get the job done. Yes, and this is the only time I'm ever going to agree with this man. Kyle's a fucking clown. Now, I can tell you right now, if this happens, and I'm going to put this up there because he's saying some things that I'm going to have to use. If this right here happens and we don't make the playoffs, you need to go. It's a fireable offense. You wanted Matthew Stafford. You didn't pull the trigger. You wanted Tom Brady, but you were mad because he was going to challenge you and he wasn't going to be docile like you like your quarterbacks to be. You went after Aaron Rodgers. Still couldn't get him. Purdy throwing interceptions like a motherfucker in camp. But it's practice, so it's not a big deal. I just cannot fathom in my own head, and try to put together a reality of why Kyle does the bullshit that he does and the shit that we have dealing with. Okay, what are you talking about here, Steve? I'm a little confused. You said literally weeks ago you called out Kyle and said, hey, you're going to give Kyle respect for what he did. No vids. I said it on Ted's channel. You got to give me more clarity. I'm not sure what you mean. But I can't fathom how somebody can fuck up so royally. You can screw up. You miss on draft picks on a consistent basis in the first three to four rounds. And after that, you seem to make your money. We lucked out with Aaron Banks because his first season, he was redshirted. Nobody knew who the fuck he was. He was barely playing special teams. You know what I'm saying? Any running back he drafts, failures. And for me, the number, and then let's just jump to this year. You're telling me someone who gave you 55 games of hot trash, someone who let you know that he is not a good quarterback, can come in and supplant Trey Lance, who has a working knowledge of this playbook and knows exactly what you do and do not want. And Sam beat him out? You gave up that kind of draft capital for a young man and couldn't even give him the common decency to automatically name him QB2 when you knew at the end of last year that you were going to roll forward with Brock Purdy because you had saw all you needed to see. And you couldn't get that man the common decency to say, you know what? I'm wrong. So it's driving me insane that this happened. And that Kyle is just, it's whatever. And that fans are just giving him a pass. I've never seen a head coach fuck up so much and get such a just nice little reprieve from the fans. All the fans are just loving him, sucking his dick. Oh my God, Kyle, you're the greatest. Look, man, we've been to 2 NFC championships in the Super Bowl. Everything is fucking fantastic. It's great. We love it. Y'all are satisfied with those other 3 mediocre seasons? You think that because we went, that was good enough? That's how you feel. No, it's not good enough. There are people in this fan base that have been watching football, and social media has fortunately linked a lot of us in many ways that we never would have been linked had we not had this. But it doesn't make sense to me that you don't that people don't hold this man accountable for his faults, for his mistakes. You got to get this together. I am so sorry. John Lynch, you shitty at drafting people. And your first round draft picks don't work out. The only one you have that did work out was Nick Bosa. And y'all too busy fucking around with him. You need to pay him. Nick is being controlled by his father when it comes to that contract. And so is that agent. And I tell you right now, Nick's daddy will tell him to sit the fuck down until he gets exactly what he is asking for. And if we go into the season without Nick Bosa, John, what's going on, man? What are you and Parag doing in there? Because you're not being a GM and you're not being whatever Parag's title is. But I don't understand why Kyle Shanahan can do so many egregious things and get a fucking pass. If I ever met Kyle Shanahan in real life, I'd tell him, fuck you. You're a piece of shit and you treat black quarterbacks horribly. You should be ashamed of your fucking self. You need to rethink your process. Because what you did to Trey Lance, Robert Griffin III, and Donovan McNabb was a fucking crime. And you should be in jail for it. I will always root for my team. That don't mean I got to like every player. That don't mean I got to like every fucking coach. I can root for this right here. You see this? I can root for this. Other than that, I don't need to do anything else. I don't have to like the head coach. Solomon Thomas is now a Jet, but he's a backup. He does nothing. We were told not to draft him. Complete first-round bust. Reuben Foster, complete first-round bust. Mike McGlinchey, great run blocker, shitty pass blocker. Now he's in Denver, and he ain't even playing. He's hurt. Nick Bosa, all-pro. Brandon Ayuk, coming along. And that's it. So out of all those first-round picks you've had since you've been here, your only two ones that worked out were Ayuk and Nick Bosa. Thank you for that, James. And the other possible first-round picks that we could have had would have made sense. If we don't draft Trey Lance and we don't move up all those picks, we can get a Micah Parsons. Could you imagine a linebacker field with Micah Parsons and Fred Warner? Bruh. That's... Fred's already all-pro Fred. Micah Parsons is a full-on fucking beast. And it's no disrespect to Dre Greenlaw. Amazing person and human being. Fantastic football player. But anybody with two eyes and a brain in their head can see that there's a difference between Dre and Micah. Complete difference. And like I said, there's no disrespect to Dre, but he is just not Micah Parsons. We could have drafted ourselves a right tackle. No, we went to our trash can and dug up Colton McKivitz. And I ain't saying Colton McKivitz is trash, but he wasn't on nobody's team. So we went and got him and said, hey, you're right tackle. I respect Colton McKivitz's pass blocking. I don't know about his run blocking. But I am afraid for Colton McKivitz week one because he has to go up against TJ Watt at a position that he doesn't play. Colton McKivitz was a left tackle and a guard in college. He was not a right tackle. I don't know. I will say this. I'm very pissed off that he got traded. I'm really highly upset. I wish that he would have been able to do some things that would have made this franchise better. I wish that we had a Super Bowl by now. But I can tell you this. If Purdy is a flash in the pan and this season does not work out, it is all on Kyle Shanahan's head and John Lynch. Both of y'all need to go. And we've had 6 years of you guys, and we have not gotten anything in return. I don't give a fuck about a Super Bowl appearance, because right after the Super Bowl appearance, you went 6-10. And I'm so sorry. 51-47 is not a record becoming of a head coach, especially of the San Francisco 49ers. We expect greatness around this motherfucker, and we have been suffering since 1994 with nothing. Not a goddamn thing. We have to deal with Rams fans that tell us that they've won a Super Bowl within the last decade. And we've been to 2 and still can't figure it out. We have a head coach who doesn't believe in his quarterback. And once again, I just don't understand how he keeps getting this fucking pass from people. It does not make any sense. So, for me, fuck Kyle Shanahan. Fuck John Lynch. Y'all lied. You openly lied about this situation. It came out that John Lynch swore up and down that Trey Lance's camp leaked the shit. No, it was John. And I'm sorry, man, but, I'm going to have to hold the team accountable too. And I said it earlier. It's really messed up how y'all went ahead and y'all defended Jimmy Garoppolo. Nobody defended Trey Lance. It was a bitch move 2 days ago to send down Fred Warner and Javon Hargrave when you knew what you did and didn't want to face the music. John and Kyle was like, nah, I ain't. Fred, yeah, Javon, go out there. So y'all ducked the interview because you knew they were going to ask you the hard questions. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to get up there and say a whole bunch of fuck shit. Oh, we love Trey. We wish him the best. We did what we could. It just didn't work out. No, fuck you. Y'all never liked Trey. Y'all never believed in him. And you drafted that young man and wasted his motherfucking time. You could have let him go elsewhere and try to start somewhere where he had an opportunity to start. And that's some bullshit. And I can tell you right now, I love Jim Harbaugh. You know why? Because Jim Harbaugh believed in his quarterbacks. Before you stepped on that field, he was smart about it. He showed you he believed in you. He gave you that vote of confidence. It goes a long way. Kyle don't do that. He barely even talked to the quarterbacks during the game, unless you fuck up. Same moniker that his daddy held. Never satisfied. You could go out there and have a fucking stellar-ass game. Elway could have went out there, passed for 500 yards, and threw 6 touchdowns. Mike Shanahan would have been like, that's cute, do it again. No one gives a fuck. If Brock Purdy gets hurt and we got to go to Sam fucking Darnold, for all y'all out there that believe this dude is about to do something, I can't wait to watch him fucking flounder. I want my team to win, but I know Sam Darnold ain't about to take us no goddamn where. Our quarterbacks get injured consistently year in and year out. We are in the top 10 of injuries every fucking year since Kyle has been here. I told you that. You don't believe me? It's a fact. Go look it up. The way that young man was treated while he was here is bullshit. If I'm Trey Lance, I ain't stepping on the field to do a fucking thing for you. I'm about to risk myself for my health. You're in a third preseason game against players who are trying to make the squad. They have nothing to lose. So tearing your ass apart, means nothing. Kyle said he was going to play his starters. You going to play your starters against a bunch of people trying to make a squad? That one motherfucker who wants to make a name for himself? I can tell you right now, if Brock Purdy gets injured, Kyle Shanahan going to look even stupider than he already fucking does. This game about to come on in 15 minutes. I ain't going to hold y'all up. But I will say this. You said, Steve, I don't even know what you. I don't know where you're going, man. I think you just in here trolling, bro. I'll say this: Kyle Shanahan should be held accountable for all of his fuck ups. This fan base seems to give him a pass for all the egregious, stupid shit that he does. I don't. Me, Bashar from 49er Minded, shout out him, and Real Talk Niner Talk. As far as the content creators are the only people that hold Kyle Shanahan accountable for his fucking mistakes. I don't know other content creators that do. And it's nothing against them. I ain't got nothing against nobody because I fuck with everybody. I'm a cool dude. I'm a neutral nigga. I don't say anything negative against anyone, but I am just saying with all certainty, yes, those three people that myself, Bashar, Real Talk, Niner Talk, Chris Hansen, what's going on, man? And Chris, of course, we know. I'm just talking about content creators, my guy. We hold him accountable. Oh, my bad. Lawrence, platform 246. Lawrence, he will hold him accountable too. Really quickly, R.I.P. to Bray Wyatt. So sad to see the young man go. He's only 36, barely lived his life. Don't know what happened. Still trying to figure it out. But he is gone. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Remember, fuck Kyle Shanahan. Fuck that shit. And I'm going to tell you right now, if Kyle has a losing season and we don't make the playoffs, I wonder what everybody's going to say then. How stupid are you going to look? Hold Kyle accountable for all of the fuck-ups that he's had as well as his successes. 4 games over 500 in a 6-year span, 3 NFC championship games, 1 Super Bowl appearance and a loss. Fuck out of here with that shit. Appreciate y'all. Time to watch the game. Peace.